last night. What do you think?
I think it's perfect. Real perfect.
What a silly dream. Webtoon would never turn a children's fan fiction into a feature-length movie. You heard that right. Webtoon makes movies. While scrolling through Webtoon's About page one day, I stumbled across Wattpad Webtoon Studios, a subsidiary of Webtoon that focuses on adapting Webtoons and Wattpad stories into full-length movies, baby. Apparently, Webtoon and Wattpad merged in 2021 and started pumping out masterpieces like Sidelined, The QB and Me, and Boot Camp. They also made some terrible movies like Sidelines, The QB and Me, and Boot Camp, and who could forget Float, the movie that actively lobotomized me. I am so serious. This movie was so bad, it made me start one of my most heinous periods I have ever had. By the end of the film, I was doubled over in pain, drenched in sweat, and about to throw up. But that's just one of the movies. After all of that, the only thing that could make me feel better was my mantasleep mask. This video is brought to you by mantasleep. Mantasleep masks make the highest quality sleep masks I have personally ever used. As someone who struggles with falling asleep in a timely manner and gets distracted by how much light comes in from my window from street lamps and neighbors, my mantasleep mask has truly been a delight in helping me to comfortably fall asleep. I tend to not like many other sleep masks because they are like too tight around my sensitive and giant ears, but manta masks are easily adjustable to fit any size person comfortably. I've been using my Manta Pro mask for a few months now, and I genuinely can't imagine trying to sleep without it. Manta sleep masks offer a wide variety of mask options that are just as comfy and easily adjustable as my side sleeper version, from cooling to weighted to even an option with Bluetooth included. Manta masks are the best option for any sleeping need you may have. If this seems like something you have been searching for, hit the link in the description down below and use code MADDYBITES when you check out for a 10% off discount. By using that link, it really helps this channel by letting Manta know that you came from me. And if you were looking to get a friend, a partner, or family member a mask as well, mantasleep is currently having an Easter sale during April 16th to April 22nd this year, where if you purchase one sound mask, you get a second one for 50% off. So if that sounds like a pretty good deal to you, don't forget to get your mask on the way out of this video using the link down below. Speaking of sleeping, The QB and Me, adapted from a Wattpad novel, feels like a dream, and not a good one, or a wet. The whole movie feels... what's a polite word for bad? Ah, that's the word. Shit. The thing that slaps you in the face right out the gate is like everything. The color grading in this movie is really odd. The other two movies we're gonna talk about look like movies, but Sidelines, The QB and Me looks like a teenager who just discovered Snapchat's natural beauty filter and then applied it like 9 times. We follow girl and boy, or as they call each other, cheer and quarterback.
Nice catch, Cheer.
Not my name, quarterback.
And man, do they have chemistry, and math, and English, where they're reading Romeo and Juliet. The teacher asked the class what they thought of the play, and Cheer says that she thinks it's a tragedy, that these two kids give up their lives, spoilers if you haven't read it already, for a meaningless hookup at a party. However, QB, Chad that he is, has a different opinion.
Maybe they just want to have a little fun. Is that so bad?
Well, this was fun. We should do this again sometime.
This movie has a really interesting thing it does where it doesn't actually make any sense. Like, that Romeo and Juliet thing isn't just a cute little character moment between Cheer and QB, that's the moral of the story. Cheer is too uptight, and she can't figure out how to dance good so she can get into dance college. The only thing that can fix her is to do her. Don't worry about that joke, she's 18. But you know who isn't?
QB.
Something else that's interesting about our main pretty boy QB is that he has a sad past. Aww, isn't he so dark and mysterious and lovable? During a game where the cheer and football teams spend the night away at a motel, QB and cheer find out they aren't so different. They even like the same product placement.
Which one do you want?
Those cheesy things.
Cheetos? You mean Cheetos? Everyone knows what Cheetos are. You can just say Cheetos!
Those cheesy things! After filling up on those cheesy things, they run away together and go to a 21+ dance bar. Cheer's falling so in love with him until they get caught and suspended for a week? Or you could say, Sidelined? That's the name of the movie! Aw man, now they're in so much trouble. Their parents, well, Cheer's parents are dead because of course they are so mad at them. So anyway, they decide to take a trip alone together to QB's California beach house with no adult supervision. You sure showed them, guys. They definitely learned their lesson. QB tries to kiss and feel up Cheer, but then she starts to have second thoughts about dating him, so she friend zones him.
We'll definitely see each other at games. Bud.
You called him Bud. Why not castrate him? It would have been less painful.
It just came out.
So what happened? She castrated me! It could have been worse. This guy's girlfriend called him Bud. When they get back home and get over their horrible friend zone castration, Cheer's dance teacher keeps telling her that she's too stiff and not in the moment enough. Instead of following the carefully plotted choreography, she needs to be in the moment and have a little fun. So she brings in QB and the tension is palpable.
You're gonna have a conversation with your bodies. No talking. Let your feelings trigger the movement.
Hands. Touching. I
Find
don't
that
wanna
connection.
dance.
They're moving.
And
Stay open.
they're dancing, I think.
Look at the move.
I move the same way
Look
when
at
I
them
look in the mirror.
dance.
Look in my eyes and my hands don't touch.
This is gonna get her into college.
Ooh, yeah. College
They're doing so
application.
good.
Dancing, dancing, dancing. Now it's time to have a conversation using your bodies. Milk, cheese, chicken broth. I think we're ready to go grocery shopping now. After all of this, the movie basically speed runs through the ending. The school year ends as quickly as it began. QB's disapproving father goes through like a 5-second character arc and now loves him. QB and Cheer break up, but then she still loves him. They have meaningless sex and get drunk at parties and get everything they want. Romeo and Juliet has nothing on this masterpiece. I rank this movie 3 footballs. This movie is pretty bad, but I will say there is decent chemistry between the two main leads. Now, if you're looking for a Wattpad webtoon movie that does the exact opposite, Boot Camp is the film for you.
Like, it's being run by holier-than-thou fitness freaks taking their roid rage out on teenagers. Probably because they peaked in high school.
Oof. Don't let them hear you say that.
Aside from the living plank of wood that is the male lead, Boot Camp comes the closest to sticking the landing. It doesn't, but it's close. We follow Whitney Carmichael, a sad, no happy girl who bad day at prom. The guy she likes, Jonah, asked her out, but only did it to make his ex jealous. They're both absolutely obsessed with him, and let's be honest, who wouldn't be?
I'm really more of an Ethereum guy. Do you guys know what an NFT is?
This movie is a pretty basic coming-of-age story. Whitney's feeling down on herself, so she signs up for a self-help boot camp. Hey, that's the name of the movie. Whitney gets to the boot camp and realizes that Jonah's ex, Willow, is also there. Now Whitney is having second thoughts about being here. That is until she realizes she's going to be trained by the world's hottest plank of wood, Axel. He's not like other boys. He reads books and is breaking the camp rule against dating campers.
It's way more highbrow than it looks.
And something else that's interesting about our main pretty boy is that he has a sad past. Aww, isn't he so dark and mysterious and lovable? Oh my gosh. A note about Axel is he looks like he's always looking for the little X on the ground where he's supposed to stand for the shot, and I just think it's really silly and endearing. Look at this guy. Axel and Whitney start to spend a lot of time together and they fall in love. Honestly, I kind of liked this movie. Whitney's relationship with the friends she makes and her journey of learning to love herself are done pretty well. If I were a snake, I'd be charmed. That would be the case if it weren't for two things. A, the plot doesn't make any sense because instead of being teenagers, they're all adults out of high school. And B, you cannot convince me that this guy has ever had a thought in his head. The movie goes through all sorts of coming-of-age movie tropes like sneaking out or having a scandalous camper/counselor relationship, but because they're all adults, it feels unnecessary. There's this scene where Whitney and her friends sneak out of camp so they can go to a bar? And that's how we'll sneak past their security.
You're literally 20.
We did it! I think the original story on Wattpad may have been about teenagers, but in the film they're all adults who just act like teenagers, which makes their actions all kind of, what's the word, embarrassing, childish, weird. Like, come on you guys, you're all grown-ass adults here. It just feels odd. Exemplified when you have a plot point of counselors not dating their campers.
I don't need to remind you about the no trainer on camper rule, right?
I know her name. She's a sweet kid.
I get it was probably supposed to feel like a college professors shouldn't date their students type of thing, but that's not quite how it's shown in the movie. Like, you got a 35-year-old black hole of charisma to be the love interest to an 18-year-old who acts like a 16-year-old. It's kinda weird. Overall, I give Boot Camp a score of 6 dumbbells. Also, he hugs her unprompted while skinny dipping, and that's pretty weird. But that's not the worst swimming scene in a Webtoon movie. That has got to go to Float. The worst hour 40 minutes of my entire life. Woo! Float follows a young med student named Waverly who has less personality than Axel, and she's got more personality than every other character in the movie.
Hi.
You're Rachel's neighbor.
Yeah.
I saw you through my window earlier in your backyard.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of Tinder. It's here for a long time, not a fun time. The first thing I noticed about Waverly is how she delivered her lines, with a space between every other word.
Unfortunately, I'm leaving.
I genuinely tried to put this movie on 2x speed because she just kept pausing. There's not much to talk about plot-wise. You know what happens in this movie. Girl moves from big city to little city. She gonna be doctor, but she meets swim coach and decides she loved a small town. Manatee drink beer.
Wow, are there manatees here? No.
But seriously, the only variation upon the basic romance movie playbook is that Waverly cannot swim, so she needs someone to teach her how to swim, a problem she handles halfway through the movie and then never mentions again. Oh yeah, and King Box here. You know, the guy who had the most Vine followers, I guess? He has the best line in the entire movie, where he tells a riveting story about him and swim coach.
Blake is playing Legos all by himself. I sneak up behind him and I pronounce really loud, Optimus Prime! And he just burst into tears.
Something else that's interesting about our main pretty boy is that he has a sad past. Aww, isn't he so dark and mysterious and lovable? The movie is full of the worst but funniest line deliveries I think I've ever heard.
I feel so lucky that I get to raise this beautiful creature in this community.
Frankly, this woman is the best character in the entire movie. She's a pregnant lesbian woman giving birth to some form of beautiful eldritch horror and has to be loaded up into the back of a sedan like she's cattle. Yeah, get her into the car. Wait, are you, you can sit up. No, please, excuse me, wait, don't drive away, let her buckle in. Hey, she's pregnant, she's giving birth, you can't just treat a pregnant woman like this. Wait a second, stop driving the damn car and let her get buckled. The coming of the beautiful creature is honestly only the second most ominous thing about this movie. There's several allegedly romantic montages where Waverly and Swim Coach are falling in love, but every time they pair this with the most ominous, sad piano music you could possibly choose. It genuinely made me think that the movie was gonna be some tragedy where one of them drowns and it turns out the montage is the dead wife video the sad husband watches. Partially because of the music, but also because Waverly cannot stop almost drowning. This girl nearly drowns a total of like 3 times. One time he tells her to get into the pool and she, note, has never swimmed before, immediately steps into the deep end and just starts dying, making me think that this movie is her Groundhog Day, forced to continue to keep living and not drown until she hooks up with Swim Coach. In the words of Disney Guy 80,
yo, this is ass!
0 swim coaches out of 10. Thank you so much to my lovely patrons Izama, Roses and Water, Lady Opossum, Nowhere to Xander, Icy, TJ, Menti Williams, Char Char, Mira, Meat Cubed, Aelhart, Bean Dork, Anna the Giant, Abigail, Selena Beebe, Claudia E. Gomez, Blue Vamp Countess, Constellation, Pink Naya, Mies Coles Punk, Squidius, Kathleen O'Neill, and Nevius Fox. If you would also like to join my patrons, get early access to videos as well as some extra goodies, you can join my Patreon for only $2 a month. Also, don't forget to check out Mantasleep on your way out as well.